Hi, everybody. Chris Covey here. I wanted to talk to you in this short video about the power of magnesium, which, as you may know, is a very critically important mineral to the overall health of our bodies. It has over 300 biochemical functions that we know of, and possibly more. And I want to talk to you about 7 of those particular functions that are very important today, and then tell you a little bit about the 3 forms of magnesium in our special magnesium trio bundle that you can see here on this page. Let's start with bone health. About 50 to 60% of the magnesium in our bodies is actually located in our bones. And along with calcium and vitamin D, magnesium contributes to maintaining healthy bones by building bone density and reducing the risk of osteoporosis. It also aids in the absorption of the metabolism of calcium and promoting strong and healthy bone structure. So, especially as we age, this becomes a more and more important factor. Another function of magnesium is that it helps with our muscles. We need magnesium for normal muscle function. And this includes both our voluntary movements, so the ones where we're moving our arms and legs and fingers, but also our involuntary movements, things like our heart beating and our breathing, our diaphragm muscles, our internal organs that have muscles that help to make them function. So what we need the magnesium for is critically important in one side of it as a relaxant for the muscles. It helps to prevent cramps and spasms and twitches, and it really helps us with things like exercise and muscle performance and the recovery from those activities. Another function we want to look at is our nervous systems. Magnesium is essential for proper nervous system functioning, and it plays a role in regulating neurotransmitters, which are things like serotonin and melatonin, which are responsible for carrying the signals between our brain and our nerve cells. So, magnesium helps to maintain the overall balance of this inhibitory versus excitatory state. So, the ones that sort of quiet our nervous system and the ones that dial it up. So, it helps maintain that balance and promote the overall calmness that we need by reducing our feelings of tension and anxiety. Energy production is another key function of magnesium in our bodies, and especially by helping at the cellular level of creating what's called adenosine triphosphate or ATP, which is the main source of energy that our cells produce. It's also an important cofactor, meaning it helps support other enzyme functions within the body that help to maintain a healthy metabolism. And then finally, magnesium is key in helping to convert food into usable energy in our cells, which becomes that ATP eventually. And so it supports the overall vitality of our bodies and helps to reduce feelings of exhaustion and fatigue. Heart health. This is a huge function of magnesium that it helps the regular heartbeat, heart rhythm, electrical conductivity in the heart, and it also helps to relax our blood vessels. It helps to make them dilate and stay open and not get too hard and stiff. And another function that it helps with heart health is to balance and maintain proper cholesterol metabolism and levels, which reduces the overall risk of cardiovascular disease. And just 2 more to note here. Blood sugar regulation is key, especially in these very stressful times, which really could be any time that I'm speaking, that you're listening to this video. Stress eats away at our magnesium levels in our bodies. So magnesium is really key in metabolizing carbohydrates, sugars, which our stress hormones help to release into the blood. And it also helps the body to use glucose energy for energy production. And then finally, it helps with the synthesis of insulin, which we need to move our blood in, or the blood sugar rather, into our cells to create that cellular energy. And we have to have a certain adequate amount of this magnesium in order to help improve our insulin sensitivity and reduce the risk of factors like type 2 diabetes. So it's a very key factor in regulating blood sugar. Finally, let's talk about DNA and protein synthesis. Magnesium is a key required element of both DNA and RNA synthesis in the nucleus of our cells. So we need that for proper cell replication and protein production. And during the protein synthesis process, magnesium plays a really crucial role in activating the enzymes in our cells that ensure that the genetic message from the DNA and the RNA is complete and correct and getting to the right place to send its message. So these are some of the key roles that magnesium plays in our body. Now, let's look at the 3 forms of magnesium in this bundle. And just one after the other, we'll take a look and mention the highlights of each one. So you might be asking, why 3 forms of magnesium? Well, one reason is magnesium comes in many different forms and they have different qualities to them. Some of them are easier to absorb than others. Some of them have a little bit of irritability in our bowels. So we selected these three forms because they help to relax our bodies and turn on that parasympathetic nervous system that we need for resting and digesting and healing. And also because magnesium helps to boost melatonin and improves our sleep levels, our GABA levels. So these three forms that are in this bundle, starting with the magnesium glycerophosphate. We chose this one first of all because this is the most absorbable form, magnesium glycerophosphate, and it has the highest bowel tolerance, meaning it's the easiest for our bodies to absorb and take in without having any issues. So if you ever have sensitivity in your gut, if you have a tendency to get diarrhea when you take magnesium, glycerophosphate is important. And it also helps reduce stress symptoms, anxiety symptoms, and improve sleep, reduce headaches, and other neurological symptoms. So combining that glycerophosphate and alternating it with these other forms can be highly beneficial, which is why we also have added the magnesium orotate. Magnesium orotate is also highly absorbable, and it's next on the list in terms of its bowel tolerance. So it's something that does not tend to irritate the lining of our small intestines or create diarrhea symptoms. Magnesium orotate, because of its absorbability, has been found to be particularly helpful with conditions like multiple sclerosis, even recovery from heart attacks, along with just typical day-to-day kinds of muscular aches and pains or dealing with cramp alleviation. And it can even help with athletic performance, also for those reasons. And then finally, in this bundle, we want to talk about magnesium taurinate. And magnesium taurinate is something that it really ties to heart health because of the taurine component in it. So magnesium taurinate is very helpful for hypertension. And sometimes in a clinical setting, it's even described as a silver bullet to help with reducing hypertension symptoms. It's also very helpful for thinning bile and helping with biliary stasis. And then even in the eyes, due to that connection with blood sugar levels, it's very helpful for helping to resolve cataracts in the eyes and even for supporting if you're on a vegan or vegetarian diet and you don't get a lot of taurine, which is usually going to be in red meats, it's very helpful for keeping your taurine and magnesium levels where they need to be. We strongly recommend that you take these forms of magnesium together over a period of time, days, perhaps throughout the week, and that you rotate them. And based on the different functions that they each have and what they tend to support best, you can alternate and check in with your body and see what do you need more of today? Do you need help with muscular cramps? Do you need help with sleep? Do you need help with other functions? And then you can base that on how you're feeling and use these three powerful forms of magnesium and rotate them in and out to get the maximum optimal effect for your body. So those are the three forms that I wanted to talk about in this bundle. If you'd like to find out more information about magnesium in general, please download our free PDF, which has other fantastic information like the 6 signs of low magnesium, as well as how magnesium is supportive of sleep and some other health considerations that you may want to know about. So hope you enjoyed this video, and we will bring you more information about other minerals and offerings here in our store.